Welkom. Welkom is the second largest city in the Free State province of South Africa, located about 140 kilometers northeast of Bloemfontein, the provincial capital. Welkom is also known as Circle City, City within a Garden, Vela, and Machabang. The city's Sesotho name, Machabang, means where nations meet, derived from the migrant labor system where people of various countries such as Lesotho, Malawi, and Mozambique met to work in the mines of the gold fields. A settlement was laid out on a farm named Welkom, which is the Afrikaans and Dutch word for welcome. After gold was discovered in the region and it was officially proclaimed a town in 1948, the town became a municipality in 1961. It now falls in the Machabang municipality, part of the Lejawela district. Welkom was officially declared a city on the 14th of February 1968. History. Much of the history of Welkom is centered around the discovery of gold in the northwestern Free State. It was proclaimed a town in 1948, 9 years after a major gold discovery was made in Odendaalsrus, just north of Welkom. Early mining activity. The first prospecting in the area was done by the Englishmen Mr. Donaldson and Mr. Hines on a portion of the farm Zoetzen Inval in 1896. The men discovered a small outcrop which seemed to be a conglomerate pebble reef, but they failed to raise interest among mining companies who at that stage did not believe that there was gold to be discovered south of the Vaal River. They returned to England to test the samples they had extracted, but died before reaching their destination when their ship sank in the Bay of Biscay. Prospector Arthur Megson heard of their venture and decided to investigate near the town of Odendaalsrus in 1904. He gathered samples of exposed strata near an outcrop, which by then was part of Hendrik Petrus Klopper's farm Ondenk. He too did not succeed in obtaining any interest from the companies until October 1932, when he presented his findings to Alan Roberts and Manny Jacobs. The area needed to be tested by drilling, and the first borehole was started on 5th of May 1933. Jacobs managed to interest two men, Fritz Marx and Peter Wolf, in the venture, and the Witt Extension Company was formed later that year. Although the borehole, which by then penetrated more than 1,200 meters, yielded 120-inch pennyweights of gold, roughly 480 centimeter grams per ton, it was not enough to garner financial assistance, and the operation had to close due to depleted finances. For gold ores to be payable in South Africa, the grade must typically exceed 960 centigrams, the equivalent of 8 grams per ton over a 120 centimeter stope width, which after dilution will yield 4 grams per ton in the mill. However, the discovery of gold-bearing reef in the Klerksdorp area in 1933 by the Anglo-American Corporation encouraged geologists and others with vision to see the northwestern Free State as a potential gold field. Prospecting intensified, and the first high values of gold were discovered in 1939. By 1940, sufficient work had been done to prove the existence of gold in the area, and 13 mining areas were later demarcated around what would become the town of Welkom. Development of the settlement. Welkom officially came into being on 15th of April 1947, 6 years after the first mining lease in the area was awarded to the St. Helena Gold Mining Company and was proclaimed a town on the 23rd of July 1948. On the 14th of February 1968, After 21 years of existence, Welkom received city status and celebrated this event with the opening of the Civic Center by Mrs. Marty Duplessis. The construction of this building commenced in 1964. Apartheid era. During apartheid, in the years of segregation, the townships of Tabong and Braunville were established for black and colored people respectively. On the 8th of December 1976, Welkom experienced an earthquake measuring 5.2 on the Richter magnitude scale. The most significant damage caused was the total collapse of a 6-story block of flats about 75 minutes after the event. Widespread damage to many other buildings was experienced throughout the city. During the decline of the apartheid era, race relations was particularly problematic as many white South Africans felt threatened by the eventuality of regime change. This was the main cause of the events that transpired on the 13th of May 1989, when the mayor, a Mr. Gus Gauss, was tarred and feathered after officiating at a multiracial wheelchair marathon event. The National Party mayor ran foul of his white constituency when he proposed the opening of a taxi rank in the business district of Welkom. Aggrieved residents in the city then sought to humiliate him to dissuade him from authorizing the erection of the facility by assaulting him and a security guard while he was officiating at the event. 4 men were arrested and charged with the assault. Recent history. On the 20th of March 1990, Welkom was struck by a multi-vortex tornado that scoured through the suburbs. This tornado was part of a 240-kilometer-long storm front and had a width of up to 1.7 kilometers. This weather event proved to be the most devastating recorded in South Africa to date, destroying 4,000 homes. On the 26th of September 1990, Welkom experienced a seismic event with a magnitude of 4.2. The mining company Pamotsi Gold applied for bankruptcy in 2009, even though it was sitting atop one of the richest and consistently producing gold veins in the world. The gold mine, President Stein, was previously owned by the Thistle Mining Co. up until February 2008, and reported a total sale of 487.69 troy ounce of gold from 2004 to 2006. On the 29th of October 2007, Thistle Gold Mining entered into a sale of shares and claims agreement under the South African government's Black Economic Empowerment laws, under which Thistle's direct and indirect interests were sold to Pamotsi Gold for $14 million. In 2010, Harmony Gold subsequently acquired President Stein from the now liquidated Pamotsi Gold and resumed operations. Geography. Kopia Land is the only hill near Welkom and therefore is aptly named for its oddity. The terrain elevation above sea level is 1,435 meters. The largest water catchment is the Sand River to the southeast of Welkom in Virginia's direction. Large saline pans such as Flamingo Pan and Theronia Pan are situated to the southwest of Welkom. Flamingo Pan is coded as an important bird area. Climate. Welkom normally receives about 401 millimeters to 550 millimeters of rain per year, dependent on wet or dry cycles, with most rainfall occurring mainly during midsummer. It receives the lowest rainfall of 0 millimeters in July and the highest of 70 millimeters in January. The monthly distribution of average daily maximum temperatures ranges from 17 degrees centigrade in June to 29 degrees centigrade in January. The region is the coldest during July, when the mercury drops to 0 degrees centigrade on average during the night. Flora and Fauna. Welkom is situated on 2 vegetation units, the Western Free State clay grassland and Volvet sandy grassland. These are differentiated by soil types, rainfall, and frost. The The dominant grass species is Hyperania hirta, Themida triandra, Sporobolus pyramidalis, Eragrostis, Aristida, and other grasses and herbs. Trees and shrubs are infrequent due to heavy frost in the winter months. The grasslands surrounding Welkom also include small mammal communities of yellow mongoose, ground squirrel, Cape porcupine, African mole rat, pouched mouse, large-eared mouse, four-striped grass mouse, and multi-mammon mouse. The De Rust Private Nature Reserve is situated about 25 kilometers from Welkom on the Kronstad Road and is registered with the Free State Department of Nature Conservation. Local geology, gold-bearing reefs. Welkom is located on the southwestern corner of Witwatersrand Basin. This basin, situated on the Kapval Craton, is filled by a 6-kilometer thick succession of sedimentary rocks which extends literally for hundreds of kilometers. The De Bron Fault. The Free State goldfields are divided into two sections, cut by the north-south striking De Bron Fault. This major structure has a vertical displacement of about 1,500 meters, as well as a literal shift of 4 kilometers. A number of other major faults lie parallel to the De Bron Fault. Dips occur mostly towards the east, averaging 30 degrees, but this becomes steeper approaching the De Bron Fault. To the east of the fault, a dip occurs towards the west at 20 degrees, although structurally complex dips of up to 40 degrees have also been measured. Between these two blocks lies the uplifted horse block of the West Rand group of sediments with no reef preserved. The western margin area is bound by synclines and reverse thrust faults and is structurally complex. Towards the south and east, reefs subcrops against the overlaying strata, eventually cutting out against the Karoo to the east of the area. Most of the ore resource tends to be concentrated in reef bands located on one or two distinct unconformities. Mining has taken place as mostly deep level underground, exploiting the narrow, generally shallow dipping tubular reefs. Basal Reef. The basal reef is the most common reef horizon. It varies from a single pebble leg to channels of more than 2 meters thick. It is commonly overlain by shale, which thickens northwards. Leader Reef. The second major reef is the Leader Reef, located 15 to 20 meters above the basal reef. This is mostly mined at shafts to the south. Further north, it becomes poorly developed with erratic grades. The reef consists of multiple conglomerate units separated by thin quartz stick zones, often totaling up to 4 meters thick. A selected mining cut on the most economic horizon is often undertaken. The B Reef is a highly channelized ore body located 140 meters stratigraphically above the basal reef. Within the channels, grades are excellent, but this falls away to nothing outside of the channels. The A Reef is also a highly channelized reef, located some 40 meters above the B Reef. It consists of multiple conglomerate brands of up to 4 meters thick, and a selected mining cut is usually required to optimize the ore body. Fossils of Machabang. A 2007 paleoanthropological study done in Greater Machabang became a program of excavation of an early Pliocene locality. With an estimated age of 4 to 3.5 MA, the locality also represents the only well-documented river deposit Pliocene locality in the central interior of southern Africa. After 3 years of excavation, a diverse fauna that includes fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals was recovered. Mammals ranged in size from rodents to mammoths, including an array of proboscideans, perissodactyls, and artiodactyls, alongside rare carnivores. In total, 29 taxa, including the oldest Ancyllotherium and Megalotragus fossils in southern Africa, were recovered. Some of the taxa from Machabang are shared with Langebaanweg and others with Makapansgat, confirming the intermediate status of this locality. Isotopic analysis reveals the earliest indication of extensive grasslands in South Africa, though these grasslands were part of an environmental mosaic that included significant woodland and probable wetland components. City layout. Traffic circles. Welkom is well known for its efficient road traffic design, mainly through the use of traffic circles, which has been the basis of worldwide studies. This is encouraged by flow design, the minimum of stop streets and the total absence of traffic lights and parking meters in the central business district. There are currently 33 large traffic circles. Economy. Mining. Gold and uranium. Welkom's economy centers on the mining of gold and uranium and is the hub of the Free State gold fields. Welkom has contributed 21% to the free world's gold sales. The city and immediate surroundings are dominated by the headgears and reduction plants of several gold and uranium mining companies, such as St. Helena, Unisol, Welkom, Western Holdings, Free State Geduld, President Brand, President Stein, Erfdeel Dankbaarheid, Vakisa, and Sepong. Recent discoveries. In September 2016, Harmony Gold and its partner, White River Exploration, declared a as to then unknown gold ore body near the current target shaft. This resource is estimated to have a mine left of about 30 years. Coal. Welkom also has significant coal reserves. The Thaunissen coal field is located in the district of Thaunissen and Bultfontein, only some 12 kilometers to the south of Welkom. The section of the reserve able to be mined covers an area of more than 23,500 hectares. Diamonds. Located about 7.5 kilometers from Welkom, a kimperlite pipe was discovered in 1890 and mined from a single shaft until the start of the Boer War in 1899. Mining continued after the war until a major aquifer, which was encountered at a depth of 259 meters, forced the mine to close. It was eventually reopened by Samada Diamonds Limited and closed again in the early 1990s. Petra Diamonds operated the Star Mine, a fissure 40 kilometers south of Welkom. The Star Mine was renowned for its consistent production of high-value diamonds. In 2013, Petra commenced a disposal process of its fissure mines portfolio. This process did not result in any acceptable offers for the mines, and Star was subsequently placed into care and maintenance. Other minerals. Other minerals found in the Welkom vicinity include calcite, iridium, isoferroplatinum, muscovite, pyrophyllite, rutile, and uranite. Industry. Due to the declining gold price in the 90s, the manufacturing industry was promoted as a further means to support the local economy. Heavy machinery support for mining can be found in the Voorspoort area. Various other maintenance industries and services are well founded in Welkom, which include engineering and mechanical repairs. Welkom produces goods such as steel, lumber, dairy products, and beef. The city also hosts several major industries, such as Coca-Cola and South African breweries. Agriculture. The high water table in the northwestern part of the district makes it very suitable for maize production and should remain an important maize-producing area. The district is mostly covered by non-arable moderate potential grazing land, as well as marginal potential arable land. The Welkom region forms part of the Maize Triangle, which stretches over 3 of South Africa's provinces. The region is also a major producer of sunflowers, poultry, and beef cattle. According to the 2011 census, Welkom has a population of 211,011 people in an area of 212.7 square kilometers, a population density of 992.1 inhabitants per square kilometer. 84.9% of the inhabitants describe themselves as Black African, 10.8 as white, 3.7 as colored, and 0.4 as Indian or Asian. As of 2011, the population of Welkom proper was 75,398, while the townships of Thabong and Bronville had a population of 126,013 and 9,600 respectively. This gives the urban area a total population of 211,011 people. The racial groups of the population were 84.9 Black African, 10.8% white, 3.7% colored, 0.4% Indian or Asian, and 0.2% other. Of those asked about their first language, 58.3% spoke Sotho, 14.6% spoke Afrikaans, 13.6% spoke Xhosa, 5% spoke English, 2.2% spoke Zulu, 1.9% spoke Tswana, and 1.2% spoke Tsonga. Education. Welkom has a well-established education system, with some schools reaching their 60-year anniversary. Some prominent schools include primary education, Thabong Primary. In secondary education, we have special needs schools, Amari for the mentally handicapped, St. Vincenzo, School for the Deaf, located at St. Dominic's Catholic Church, Orion, and Leboning Special School. In tertiary education, we have Welkom Technical College, Welkom Technological Institute, Welkom Nursing College, FET College Goldfields geared towards employment opportunities, and Central University of Technology Free State Satellite Campus is also situated in Welkom. CUT's core competencies are in science, engineering, and technology. Transportation. Welkom is connected to Kroonstad and the N1 North via the R34, a dual carriageway. Alternatively, if driving south to Bloemfontein via the R30 through Brantford. Rail. There is a goods rail link with Hennenman to the main Johannesburg-Bloemfontein line. Trains from there go to Johannesburg and Cape Town. Air. Welkom is served by a small airport. There are no scheduled flights.